Tell us how you really feel, Tyler. Okay, Alan Walker said, missed it totally with the clocks changing and the beach staying open later. Not a bad result with many missing against the least dirty English team. Good run out for the kids like Alrix and Tio. We have to be desperate though if we're picking stiffs like Burgess and Thornley. Hashtag freedom for Tony's ego.
Thornley grabbed a try, didn't he, in this one? So I don't know what the problem with Thornley is. Fat Boy Rob said
it was a very good season for OKR before he signed for them as well. It's not like he was a mug there, was it?
Do you remember that try he scored against? Was it against Hull FC? The one where he dummied. I can't remember if it might have been. It was a lost game for them, but he did this ridiculous try where he threw an outrageous dummy, and then all of a sudden had like a quarter of the field to himself last year. But he's back on the wing this year, and he's doing it. I think he's doing a reasonable job for Catalan.
There you go.
Fat Boy Rob said a deserved win against cheating, dirty, moaning French who were ably assisted by Jack Smith and his assistant Luke Walsh. I'm all for ex-players reffing, but not in the opposition's number 6 shirt. Cass try just before the break summed up the game perfectly. The cheats kept the ball in the scrum to try and gain yet another penalty, only for Cass Pack to win the ball and score a try. No credit to Catalan in this one at all.
Final word on this one goes to Paul Ludo Lewis. Castleford back Catalans. This is Tyler's world, and we all just live in it. There you go.
That's great, that.
Yeah, great result for Classy Cass. Good to see Greg Eden bagging a couple of tries. From my point of view, I was saying to you, I know we'll talk about the game more broadly, but I was saying this to you before we started recording. Greg Eden now has 10 tries in 6 Super League appearances, which if you extrapolate that out means he will have a shade under 40 tries by the end of the regular season, which puts him on track to beat Denny Solomona's record from last year, which is what I said he would do. So we're on track so far for hashtag Solomona who.
And Catalan started this game really well, but I think it turned on Richie Myler. I listened to it on the radio, and I think it turned on Richie Myler making a break but not converting into a try. Off the back of that, a penalty came for Catalan. They kicked the 2 to take it out to 14 points. Andy Lynch went off, Junior Moores came on, an error was forced from the kick-off, and then Castleford stormed it.
I thought, best start playing.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it totally changed the tide at that stage.
Okay.
Because Catalan sounded clueless. Castleford sounded clueless, and Catalan sounded like organised, and they were making breaks, and it wasn't anything to do with penalty decisions and stuff. But yeah. Obviously, a few things then turned around, and Castleford really got the push on, and in that scrum, turning around being an example of that sort of stuff.
What's that?
It's not cheating, trying to keep the ball in the scrum, but it's
following 2 quarters of rugby.
It's good reaction to see when you need to push.
Yeah, that's it. It's a good result for Castleford in terms of getting back on the horse after last week's narrow defeat away at Salford as well, isn't it? It reaffirms their commitment to that style of play and that free-flowing, high-scoring approach that they have once they shook off the cobwebs a little bit.
Yeah, and in this one, obviously, more of the scoring seemed to come down the left edge, although old man Joel Monaghan got a try on the other side, and Webster had a few nice touches. But that sort of play that gets Hardacre coming off Gale with like Shenton and Eden around him, that's just working every which way they... Really why are you keeping that going?
It's a golden edge.
Well, Wigan's left edge scored 2 tries again this week. 3 tries if you include the George.
How many components of the original golden edge
doesn't matter? It's an eternal
left edge now.
It's an eternal golden edge. No, but in all seriousness, so that sort of play is very hard to control, and Salford have been the only ones who've been able to do it so far, and Catalan were not up to that level in defence, and they keep finding a different hole every time, which is the best part of it, the hardest part to defend of it. So you'll cover one option and the next option works, so you'll cover the other guy, and that other option they sort of dummied before works. It's just working so well, isn't it?
I just want to draw your attention to the delightful turn of phrase, finding a different hole every time. It's going to keep people interested in it. I've got to say, I didn't see.
Well, that was your strategy until of late.
I didn't follow too much of this one because I was far too busy having a wonderful time gallivanting around the capital of the north of England.
Right. Shall we roll on to the stats then?
Let's see what happened in this one in terms of stats, yeah.
Well, despite 3 more handling errors and only 1 extra penalty conceded, the stats show that Castleford were much more efficient in what they did, with a huge 2.1 metres per carry better average gain and a 2.3% better team tackle success. They turned their 8 breaks into 7 tries, 3 more in each count than their opponents.
So, individually, who stood out for the victorious Castleford Tigers?
Well, Ben Roberts has seamlessly slipped back into the side. A try assist, 5 tackle plus 101 metres for him. Zach Hardacre, another good game from him. A try assist, 103 metres. Michael Shenton with a try, 120 metres. Junior Moores with a try assist, 128 metres. And then your man Greg Eden with 2 tries, 1 try assist, 8 tackle plus 123 metres, 2 clean breaks.
Future England international, Greg Eden. Get on board the Eden train.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, kids. Okay, did anybody do anything for Catalan?
Well, yeah, Sam Moore with 128 metres. He was one of the catalysts behind the Catalan's strong start. And actually, if you look at the side they put a massive pack on to start the game. They had Burgess at loose forward and Busquets in the second row alongside Garcia. Then they had Casti, Aiton and Sam Moore to start the game as the starting pack. And then the bench was relatively undersized when you think Louis Anderson, who is a second row converted into a middle, Jason Battieri, who we've talked about, is an impressive middle for his undersized nature, and then Thibault Marjolais, who Alan Walker mentioned, as well as Alrix. So obviously that sort of, in a weird way, explains why they were able to be so on top early doors, because they had the size advantage maybe at that stage. But yeah, Sambo with 128 metres, like I say, and Richie Mile had a try and 2 try assists. So celebrating all the prego pictures of his wife that she put on Twitter. So they must be having another child. So congratulations to the Skelton Myler family.
There you go.
And they'll be, closer to home next year at Widnes to bring those up.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus he'll be part-time, so he'll be able to chip in with the odd nappy change here and there as well. So what does all that mean in terms of the standings then, Mark? Where does that leave us after round 6 of play?
Well, Castleford are back on top as Wigan slip behind Hull and Leeds into 4th. Saints are up into the top 8 as Catalan slip down, but Widnes and Warrington remain winless in the bottom 2.
Okay.
Also, the dry, sunny weather may have been a factor in this round, seeing the most tries so far this year, averaging 9 tries scored per game played.
Wonderful. So what does that do to us in terms of the predictions, Super Brew and Dream Team standings then?
Well, we both went 5 out of 6 this week. I fell on Wigan, you fell on Wakefield. I fell on Hull and you fell on Wakefield. Cumulatively, that means 23 out of 40 for me, 25 out of 40 for you, so you maintain your lead. In the Super Brew, we are irrelevant, but Ian Gatwood is not. He wears the yellow cap this week and jumps out to the top of the league. So well done him. And in the Dream Team, continuing that sort of theme, Paul Wilson, he stays top and again had the best round in the competition to stretch his lead over the field.
I didn't check in on where we are in Dream Team at the moment. Who's where out of us two?
You're ahead of me still.
Alright.
Yeah, you had a better week than me.
I've still got 3 lads that can't.
We're both doing it tough, injury wise, yeah.
Okay, so that's simply. Sorry,
I feel like I'm Hull FC with the injury problems I've got.
I should talking about your injuries, mate. Right, okay, that's simply take care of. Let's take a look now at some results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. So to results from elsewhere in rugby league, we have one belated Challenge Cup result to bring you. Whitehaven beat Oxford 46 points to 14. I might have given that away earlier in the news by telling you that they were who they'd drawn in the Challenge Cup 5th round. So sorry if we spoiled that for anybody. Round 7 of the Championship saw some big scores this weekend, on a sunny weekend. Batley were 50 points to 10 winners over Oldham. Bradford Bulls were 56 points to 18 winners over Dewsbury, who this afternoon parted company with head coach Glenn Morrison.
Oh, have they?
Yes. Featherstone were...
that in the news cycle before.
It's only happened as you were coming in.
Ah, wow.
So I just made a mental note.
They were ahead at half time, weren't they? 18-16.
They were. Yeah. And then they got Tubes on the phone, put him on loudspeaker, and he talks them through it. No bother. It was Featherstone 26, Toulouse 34. Impressive away win for the French, Mark.
Yeah, Brian Davies was on hand to tell us that it was a good win for Toulouse. Much the better side, but constant infringements at the ruck gave Fev lots of ball. And when Toulouse player finally went to the bin, Fev got right back into it. It was Fev's strength and size against the craft of Toulouse. Jonathan Ford was a standout for Toulouse as they scored some really classy tries. A bit more beef up front and they have a real chance of doing a job in the middle eights.
Hey, there you go. Hull KR were 28-14 winners over Halifax in a game.
This one was a game close, yeah.
Yeah, it was a close game. It was a game that saw Jamie Ellis equaling the world record for consecutive conversions.
And then apparently the kick, it was a penalty kick that he had that was not too tough a kick, and it was agonisingly close to going over, and I think he's admitted that he felt the pressure. So obviously when you're at Hull KR this year you can count your kicks because you're beating everyone so convincingly, but Halifax hung in this one in the first half.
Yeah, it's a good result. Strong performance from Halifax. And Hull KR continue, as you might have expected, with a win. London were 28 points to 8 winners over Rochdale.
Yeah, and we have Paul.
All right, Paul.
Getting in touch. He said,
he's an happy chap, isn't he?
Where do I start? London clueless in attack. Rochdale clueless on how to tackle. Ref just fucking useless. He should never ref a game again. 3 sin binnings and there should have been 1 red card and another was borderline. As for the game, it was not a game that will ever be remembered. I would go on, but I would need my own show. John McMullen was the referee. I'm not familiar with his work, so
no. There
you go. Ian Gatwood also got in touch. He said, again, not a totally convincing win against a gritty Rochdale side in a rather bad-tempered game. The same old disjointed London in the first half, but signs of ability in the second. Last 20 fitness took its toll, but unhappy that Dale penalised 6 times for head-high tackles, which led to niggly bust-ups. Not how you win. It's all about the winning and the 2 points in the table.
It certainly is. Final game of the round in the Championship saw Swinton narrowly defeated at home 24 points to 28 by the Sheffield Eagles, Mark.
Yeah, so after all of that, Hull KR... on that Rochdale, they were ahead as well at half-time, I think 8 points to 6 or 8 points to 4 or something. So a few games that swung around big in the second half that in favour of generally the sides you'd think would have the greater fitness, potentially the ones that have got more full-time training on the side, I suppose, when you look at it. But yeah, some good wins for sometimes. Hull KR stay top with a 100% record as their championship parade continues. Toulouse on points difference now lead the chasing group of 3 on 10 points from 7 played. At the bottom, winless Dewsbury are now only holding a 4-point lead over the resurgent Bulls, who have 4 wins from 7, and as you said, would be 6.
There you go, fantastic. Okay, into League One then, it was round 3. London Scholars were 42 points to 16 winners over the Coventry Bears.
Yeah, Brian Davies was also on hand for this one. He said, very one-sided first half, 30-0 to the Scholars, and it looked like we were in for another 76-0. Couple of injuries dented Scholars' attack, and the Bears did better in the second half to finish 42-16. Lovely little chip through that was caught on the full for one of the Bears' tries was the highlight. Good chat with the Scholars fans, and a couple of pints of Neolithic from Caveman in the Scholars Real Ale Bar added to a very enjoyable day out.
That's fabulous stuff. We like little hints like that, don't we?
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
Okay, nothing to see here for...
Seriously, Brian needs to get some sort of book together or something for all this stuff.
Yeah, it really is fascinating.
If anyone who's got like publishing situation is listening, get on to Brian Davies at Brian Davies 12, is it? Is that right?
Yeah, Brian Davies 12 on Twitter. Barrow were 82 points to 0 winners over Dewsbury B. Keighley were defeated at home 21 points to 48 by the Toronto Wolfpack, and our roving reporter has made it to this one as well.
Well, I think he caught it on Premier Sports on repeat.
Oh, possibly.
Keighley were ahead at half time, you know.
Did they go for the drop goal at half time?
It was 9-8 at half time.
Right.
Keighley. They came out, scored a try within 10 seconds of the restart, like a ridiculous mess up with Toronto's kick catching crew, and Keighley
special team.
Yeah, stormed through and put it down.
Right.
And but then after that, it was all Toronto. Your friend Johnny Pownell scored a remarkable full length of the field breakaway try, and then
a friend of mine.
And then they scored all manner of tries after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian Davies was on hand to give us a review as well. He said, slow and stoppy start from Toronto, and the Cougars were good value for their 15-8 lead just after half-time. Fitness and class told in the end for Toronto. You imagine that some of the other experienced League One teams will be heartened by this match